friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nilly, and I'll be providing some tips and tricks on career shifting into data science or data analytics, specifically what the concrete steps are in terms of like the curriculum that you'll be taking and which career paths you're eventually going to take. So there's this quote from Angela Duckworth in her book Grit that I think describes the data science journey quite well. Passion for your work is a little bit of discovery, followed by a lot of development, and then a lifetime of deepening. So there's certainly a lot of lifetime deepening in the field of data science and data analytics. And for me, I started out my journey in 2019, and I'm still continuously learning different programming languages. Right now, I'm studying full stack development. Given that data analytics has a lot of topics that you need to learn about, it can be especially daunting to start. You don't know exactly what topic to study first. And I can give you a sample curriculum of how I studied when I started. The first thing that you need to learn about is spreadsheet formulas and macros. So spreadsheets can be in the form of Google Sheets or Excel, and more often than not, Google Sheets and Excel basically have the same syntax or way of doing your formulas or creating formulas. And this is especially important to note that stakeholders or your clients, if you're a freelancing data analyst, often still use Excel or Google Sheet spreadsheets. Another essential is SQL. And SQL stands for Structured Query Language. And there are a lot of flavors of SQL. But the general syntax is going to be the same. There might be some slight differences, but for SQL, it's going to be your tool of choice if you need to query or get data from a data lake or a data warehouse. And in larger organizations that already have their data infrastructure set in place, where you can easily query or extract the data from and use the data for your own reports or dashboards. So SQL for me, it's not really required for you to have programming experience. For beginners, it's really going to be a breeze. And I'm not saying that because I already have experience, but essentially what the SQL syntax is a select from where statement. And I can cover this on a separate vlog if you want, but select is essentially the columns that you want to get or whichever computation you need, and from is going to be the database or table that you're going to get the data from, and where is an option. Where is going to be like your filters. A good to have skill but not a hard requirement is programming in Python or R. Python is often used for automating data tasks. For example, you're extracting data from a CSV or a Google Sheet and you need to upload it on Google BigQuery. And before uploading it on Google BigQuery, you need to clean the data first. So you can easily do that in Python and do it also on a daily basis. On the other hand, the packages of R are more leaning towards better data visualizations and also creating the models used for forecasting or regression or other machine learning models. I would say though that as a person who doesn't have any background in computer science or programming, learning about these languages have a steep learning curve personally. And if you have the same background as me, do expect some difficulties in learning about the two languages, but it's not impossible. Much like doctors choose their specialization, becoming a data analyst can open up possibilities for you to choose other career paths within the data industry. And I want to explain 6 main data concepts or data subjects. So these 6 are data analytics, data science, data engineering, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Data analysts often focus on exploratory data analysis and also data visualization to uncover trends and patterns in the data that could be especially useful in generating business insights for stakeholders. And how they can collaborate with the other 5 data topics or subjects is that in data science, for example, the data analyst has seen an increase in sales driven by an increase in a specific demographic, and the data analyst can then report this to the data scientist to have a further look into the demographic, and the data scientist can then help in forecasting, for example, different pricing strategies for this target demographic that is driving the increase in sales. Then the data scientist can also work with the data analyst to continuously improve on the optimal pricing strategy for this target demographic that is very promising to the business. In terms of data engineering, so data analysts often work with data engineers, especially that data analysts are essentially consumers of data. Data engineers help with the infrastructure and pipelines or workflows, so the data flows very easily for consumers to be using them through, again, SQL, and the data needs to be stored in a data warehouse or lake. And this is where the expertise of the data engineers come into play, because they know the programming tools in order for them to transform the data from the interface to the warehouse. Artificial intelligence, on the other hand, or AI, is an umbrella term used for machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision and robotics. And this is in line with what data scientists often use to forecast and also do clustering analysis, for example, again with the target demographic instance. So target demographics or demographics in general can be categorized into different personas, and data scientists often use AI, which is the umbrella term for the different topics that I mentioned. And specifically, clustering is one of the tools or the subsets of artificial intelligence. Machine learning, on the other hand, is a subset of artificial intelligence, and it involves the development of algorithms and models that enables the computers or the machine to learn from data without explicitly being programmed. Last but definitely not the least is deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Some applications of deep learning include speech recognition. For example, Siri, which recognizes your dictations and words that you say whenever you make commands. It will definitely be able to recognize what you are saying. Now, there is a thought process behind the ordering of these 6 concepts that I mentioned. And the basis of it is on the level of difficulty that you're going to undertake in learning more about the individual concepts. Coursera I haven't personally used as much as Udemy, and I think it's because of the price point of its paid courses. With Udemy, I think I paid about 500 pesos or about $10 for each of these courses, and for me that's really cheap already, given that it's accessible anytime, it doesn't expire. For Coursera, it's on a subscription basis, so it's either you finish a course very quickly so that you only pay a month's worth, or you extend and extend, since it is a self-led course. but again, you pay much more if you extend your subscription. But for Coursera, what I found most helpful was its Math for Machine Learning, and I used that for learning more about the maths behind data science models, but I haven't personally used it yet in my line of work, so it's still in the back of my head, but it's not applied. ChatGPT is a hotly debated topic among data scientists and also other job profiles, and that's because ChatGPT has a lot of potential in terms of helping you code, helping you brainstorm on writing emails or essays, anything related to admin work. And it's been a long-standing argument that ChatGPT could easily replace existing jobs that have repetitive tasks and also creative tasks as well. For me, I would say it's too early to say that ChatGPT will replace our jobs at this very moment. For sure, it'll take years to eventually work into existing processes and workflows of humans. And at this point, we should really maximize the use of ChatGPT to automate stuff or make our lives easier in terms of our daily tasks, whether it's on a work level or personal level. So in the context of data science, I really use it to refresh what the statistical tools are, what techniques are used best for certain cases of data sets. I also wouldn't be too arrogant to say that ChatGPT will replace our jobs, human jobs, but I would err on the side of caution to really invest in upskilling myself, especially that I think ChatGPT will birth a lot of new jobs related to data science, especially that ChatGPT still requires QA or quality assurance on the human side of things to really validate whether the output that ChatGPT is churning out is as accurate or what is expected of it. Umdina has been my choice of a platform to apply what I've learned in data science concepts and theories as projects. So Umdina is a platform for data scientists to collaborate in certain projects either initiated by NGOs or even companies or organizations in general, or just prompts provided by Umdina. Another platform is Kaggle, and Kaggle is from Google, and what Kaggle has is a lot of data sets and also example notebooks provided by other aspiring data scientists or actual data scientists. So you can take cues from those notebooks as to how to structure your data analysis, which is what I personally do, and also take notes on how to properly validate your models, how to tune your models, and optimize them. Towards Data Science is a company that produces data science articles for various audiences, from non-technical to professional data scientists. It really breaks down concepts and models into digestible material, and I find that the structure of each article is very helpful for me to really understand and appreciate how models are built and deployed, and also examples of its applications on appropriate use cases. YouTube is a goldmine of data science related content, and these are some of my favorite data science and data analytics content creators. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, learning about data science and analytics takes a lot of grit. And alongside of that, I would like to ask you if you have the following characteristics to ensure that you are a right fit to becoming a data analyst. So number 1, are you a lover of continuous learning? The second is, do you like to think in numbers? Number 3 is, you also like to think in systems, i.e. you like to think about how certain things work in a logical manner. And then number 4 is, you are detail oriented.